Let me start this video with what we saw and learned in the chapter about electrostatics. Here we have the ground. On the ground, we have a device with a sphere here with some kind of support connected to the ground, like that. The ground, let's label it Earth, just to imply that we have a reservoir of charges or seemingly infinite number of charges that we could take in some circumstances. Then a conductor, this is sphere here, metallic, if you would like to think of it like that, supported by an insulator here to make sure that if we get charges accumulated somewhere on the sphere, they don't just be neutralized by earthing or grounding right away. When we did the charging by induction last time, we had a positively charged rod, meaning that this rod, though has all the types of subatomic particles in it, have more positive charges as compared to negative charges inside it, which is different from the conductor, this sphere here, where the number of positive and negative charges are the same, so it is originally neutral. Unlike charges attract, so we can say that at this part of the sphere is more positive because electrons that are used to be here went to the other side, closer to the rod at this side of the sphere. Now imagine that you ran to this part of the earth and with curiosity you touch the sphere while your feet are touching the ground. You then become a path for electrons from the earth and they will flow through you till all these positives have been paired with electrons. So we have a flow of charges here and that we say that there was a current through your body or the amount of charges that passes in a given time. This formula. The unit of current is A for ampere, an SI unit defined to be coulomb per second from the formula. Since there is current, we then have a circuit here, basically because of you. Remember that the circuit is any arrangement of materials that permits the flow of charges. It looks in this case that you act as if you are the load, resistor as some people would prefer to call it, and conducting wire like that, connected to a seemingly negative terminal of a source and a positive terminal here. Let's erase these ones here so you could clearly see how did you become a part of the circuit and how the circuit looks like. We can also see the cause and effect, which is always in the case of physics. The current appears to be an effect of something that just happened, and the cause, guys, is what this video is all about. So the effect is a movement of electron, and if you may recall, when we were studying motion, force causes objects to move. Apparently, there should be a force here. People long time ago thought of that cause of motion as a force, and hence they gave it a name, electromotive force. Let's see this circuit again with the source having the negative terminal right here and positive terminal here. Imagine an electron is here and current is produced when this electron moves. A force as a cause of this movement seems to be logical and aligns with our physics concepts, but people define this cause as the work done in moving the charge, in this case the electron, throughout the circuit. The electromotive force as a source is defined like that, with the EMF as a usual abbreviation for it, and this symbol that looks like an E, the lowercase of the Greek letter epsilon. In equation form, the definition becomes EMF or epsilon equals to W for work done over Q for the charge. In this unit, this joules is the unit of work and C for coulomb is the unit of charge. The unit J over C therefore is the unit of EMF. Now let's check whether this one is really equal to a Newton. EMF is something else. It is not a force, just like as defined here. Being a different quantity, different from force, only has the word force in the term. SI system has assigned EMF an official unit equivalent to J over C. 1 J over C or joule per coulomb is defined as 1 volt, the SI unit of electromotive force. Okay, let's move on to other stuff in our syllabus concerning EMF. Let me show this circuit to you again. There. So this dry cell or source has an EMF. Now the question here is, How would the EMF change if I have two dry cells arranged like that or arranged this way? All right, let's clear this first so I can show you that with some values here. We have two circuits, everything is identical to the other except that two dry cells are arranged or connected differently. Series here, see the connection? And parallel here, like that. In series, the effect of the EMF of the circuit is this. It becomes 3.0 volt. The two 1.5 volts dry cells are added up. In parallel, the EMF remains the same, also 1.5 volts. But how is it different from having just 1.5 volts? Guys, it will last longer as compared to when one of these are taken out of the circuit. In the case of the 3.0 volt EMF from the series connection, the battery life or the combination of the two dry cells would only last for a shorter time. It will be drained of energy faster. Okay, I'll end this video with one interesting idea about this arrangement of dry cells to manipulate the EMF. As you may have noticed already, the dry cells have identical values. All are having 1.5 volts in these cases. What if what we have are dry cells with different electromotive forces? In series, you just add them together, but in parallel, like this shown on your screen, here's what will likely happen. The dry cell with larger EMF would charge the other dry cell. If the dry cell is chargeable, it would charge but may make this part of the circuit here where they are connected very hot. It is very dangerous and unsafe, especially when the other dry cell is not chargeable. In some cases, it would even explode. Since the circuit components would become very hot, and hotness means energy has been transformed into heat, then we can also say that we are wasting energy in this case. I seldom see this circuit in Cambridge external examinations anyway, maybe because they are really into safety in the laboratory. Remember the assessment objective 3? They are very particular to safety in the labs. Okay guys, that's all for this video. Bye.